I get a lot of people come into the stream, twitch.tv/cyber_TV, down in the description below. A lot of people ask me, hey Cy, do you have any tips for survival, trying to improve my gameplay, what can I do better? That's exactly what this new video series is going to be about. Each week I'm going to be tackling a different dungeon, and this will extend into the future, of course, when we get the new rotation of dungeons in 9.2.5, and I'll be discussing all of the different ways in each key that you can optimize and maximize your performance as a survival hunter, the top tips and tricks that you can do, things you can really help to ensure the success of the key, and really just show that you are really proficient with survival hunter. So that's what this video is all about. I hope you enjoy it. In Theater of Pain, the first boss, there is a mob which will teleport behind people and stun them. You can pre-ice trap this. You'll see I put it just barely behind me, and the mob immediately triggers it, and I can continue DPSing. What's even more impressive on this, actually, just to, ego boost myself, I actually track all the abilities in the game in my head, so that was actually pinpoint perfectly calculated there. As you enter into the Xav Wing of Theater of Pain, you have a couple of these mini-boss mobs that do an interrupting roar. This is a feigned deathable ability. You can see they're both looking to cast this now, and you can see here with my feigned death, I have it available. You'll see here on the rotation tracker, I'm gonna feign death just before this goes through and stay down, and I managed to avoid all of the damage completely. This is something that you can do every second interrupting roar, and it just helps out your healer. They don't need to focus on you, so they can focus on other people, and it helps you stay alive, especially in those high-level fortified keys. When you're proceeding through the Xav Wing, a lot of groups will actually opt to skip this next group, the Arbalest group in the center of this patrol route. A lot of groups will look to skip this. A big piece of advice is after you kill Xav, is to make sure that you dismiss your pet when you jump off the cliff and progress on through the dungeon. If you don't, your pet and Bron, be aware of that as well, will run back through the dungeon and they'll pull all of these mobs, and it has definitely depleted a couple keys for me in the past, so just be aware of that occurring. Now when you make your way to Gorechop, throughout the fight periodically he's going to summon these leftover ads. You can freezing trap them, which is a really good way to prevent additional damage going out on the group, especially during those higher level of keys. Unfortunately, it did get broken out because if your group isn't aware that you're going to be doing it, it happens. But freezing trapping those is really, really nice, and they'll just eventually kill themselves anyway. When you're going towards the Kolthorak room, a thing that you can do, and maybe is a bit cheeky, maybe you shouldn't do it, but I tried it today. You can Resonating Arrow. Resonating Arrow has a benefit that you can still attack things that are in it, even if you're LOS'd. So I was able to LOS. You're really squishy as a hunter. You're likely to die. I was able to keep DPSing, doing 60k DPS, and I was under no threat here. Of course, my teammates probably didn't like it. Not my problem. Now, when you're going to the Kolthorak wing, and just in general, just be aware of your freezing traps, right? It's very, very good as just a nice additional stop on a lot of spell casts that can occur. These Bone Magists, they have this bone cast that needs to be interrupted. Of course, you have your interrupt. You have Intimidation Bite or Intimidating Bite, but I think it's called Intimidation. But then you also have your freezing trap, so you can throw it down as they're casting, and it will trap them and prevents them from casting. I didn't manage to get a great clip of it, unfortunately, but it's definitely something that you can do as a last line of defense. Okay, well that about wraps it up with Theater of Pain. I hope this was a helpful guide on kind of the tips and tricks that you can do in this dungeon. If I missed anything, if you know of anything that is game-changing, let me know in the comments down below. But this is, I think, a lot of things that I've been finding just doing Theater of Pain so regularly. If you like this series, if you want to see more of these for every single dungeon, let me know in the comment section down below. If it needs more of something, let me know. If it needs less of something, let me know that as well. But thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.